Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel and welcome to another Writer Wednesday video. Truth be told, I almost made this a Stationery Sunday video. Why? Because it's about composition notebooks, my new love. But I thought, no, this is really more related to writing because this is how I've talked about in previous videos how I'm kind of setting myself up in new ways, trying to establish new habits in terms of goal setting and getting, specifically for Q4 of this year. But part of that transformation has been how I'm working. And I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried full-size binders with dividers. I've tried small three ring bound planners. I've tried, or binders, I should say, mini binders. I've tried spiral bound planners. I've tried multiple notebooks. I've tried folders. I've done a lot. But you guys, composition notebooks, oh, they have my heart right now. Why? Because they're cheap. Two, because they are sewn. The binding is sewn, so they take a beating and they don't fall apart. I wish I was like that. But and I love the size. They're small. They're just big enough. They're the Goldilocks size for me. And I can find them in wide ruled, which is what I need. So I have tried a couple different things and I have come up with a 3 composition notebook system. And you might say that that's a lot to carry around 3 composition notebooks. And truth be told, I don't always carry them all around with me at the same time. It depends on where I'm going to work. It depends on if I'm at home. Depends on if I want to focus singularly on just one thing. But first, let me I'm going to give you a tour. I'm not necessarily going to show you inside because these are projects that I'm all working on. But I'm going to hold them up. I'm going to talk a little bit about them and explain why and what I'm doing with each one. Now, you might be seeing 2 of these, and they don't especially look like composition notebooks. That's because I invested in some vegan leather or pleather covers. I bought these, had them custom made, ordered off of Etsy. I'll leave a link to her shop down below. They were pricey. They were not cheap. But it was an investment in me. It's an investment in my goal. It's an investment in my process. And I like to use pretty things. And I also find that it makes them more durable. And it doesn't hurt that at a glance, I know which one is which. So first of all, let's start off with this one. This is a book that I'm currently working on. Will come out at the end of this year. Wishful Sinking. Cautionary Tales about the Dark Side of Hope. And this is just a normal composition notebook, but this is the manuscript that I'm currently working on, and you're going to see I've got it all marked up with I'll give you a glance in there. Oh, in fact, here, this is, little tip. This is just a normal index card, cheapie, and I dropped some essential oils, specifically sweet orange is my favorite one. Anyway, I dropped like 5-6 drops of sweet orange essential oil. Did this bit, let it dry off, and then I just used a paper clip to slide it into my book. So when you open it, the smell of essential oils just wafts right at you, and I just love that. Also makes my writing bag smell good too. But this is all the notes about the manuscript that I'm currently writing. In fact, my husband saw me flipping through it the other day as I was typing at my computer, and he says, "Whoa, that is a lot of writing." I did a video on how I created this cover. I'll leave a link to that down below as well. But this is, I always have one working manuscript. So this is just my work in progress, or my book. So yeah, I always have at least one of these. And truth be told, I have 2 more that I prepped with a cover, but I haven't actually started writing in. But the nice thing about having those waiting in the wings, my manuscript book, and actually that's what I call this, my manuscript book, is that I have a catcher. I have a place to go and write notes on my future manuscripts so that they're all contained in one book. I don't really get too hung up about organization in my composition notebook. It's really just a catch-all and a place for me to just free write and gather information. So yeah, this is my manuscript book. My brown covered, or it's actually, I think she calls this marinara on her Etsy shop. This is what I call my storybook. Because I write nonfiction, I like to collect and gather anecdotes from my day-to-day life or from other people that I know that I have permission to share. And so I just write the anecdotes down, and I don't write the whole story. I write 4, 5, maybe 6 to 7 words to just trigger my memory about a story. I write it on 1 line or 2 lines max, and then I skip a line or 2, then I write a few more. There is no organization in here at all. It is just me dumping anecdotes, stories. So that's why this is my storybook. But this way, when I'm working on a manuscript, and I need examples from everyday life, or I need inspiration, maybe I don't have a manuscript waiting in the wings to be worked on, I can flip through my storybook and hopefully get ideas from this. Last but not least, my third composition notebook, which is in this pretty, how would you describe this? I think it's like I guess it's a dark teal or a dark aqua. It looks blue on screen. It's a little more green than blue. But this is my workbook. This is I hate the term brain dump, but that's what it is. I like to call it my workbook because this is where I work through things. Leuchtturm, if you know that brand of journals, Danken mit dem Hand, I think it is. It literally is think with your hand. Well, I think with my hand on paper too. I write. And I find that in the process of writing, it creates a flow state for me, and I can just keep going. Also, sometimes I'll have ideas and I'll just panic and I'll think, oh, I'm never going to remember that. So I will just write it in my workbook, or I'll often write it on just a scrap piece of paper or an index card I might have in my purse, and then I'll rush home and I'll record it in my workbook. So I'm really, really enjoying having these 3 composition notebooks as part of my system. Again, I have my manuscript book. I have my storybook where I keep my anecdotes. And if you're a fictional writer, you could keep, for your storybook, it might be ideas for characters. It might be ideas for plot. It might be ideas for storylines in the future. You might want to record storylines or ideas that you've seen in films or read in books. Jot down things that you enjoyed about books you read. Record the things you don't like too, because oftentimes we learn more from things we don't like because we end up having a strong opinion about it. Write things that you should avoid. Keep notes about things like that. And then I have my workbook, which is just, like I said, brain dump schedule for lack of a better word. But it's just a place where I give myself permission to think on the paper, to think with my hand. And yeah, these, I know we're past back to school time now. Excuse me. But I stocked up. Oh boy. I stocked up at Walmart because they're a loss leader at Walmart during back to school time. I stocked up at Target. I stocked up on composition notebooks at Target as well, because back to school time you can get them for anywhere from 39 cents to 60 cents. I think the most I paid was 50 this year. Yeah, it was awesome. So I stocked up, and it's great because I don't feel bad burning through these notebooks. And if I have a place where I feel comfortable writing without having to be too precious or careful or worried about consuming too much paper, then that helps me relax that much more and commit to actually using them. So yeah, there you have it. That is my 3 composition notebook system. And I hope that if you're looking for a system, maybe this inspires you to give it a try or to even come up with your own, because you could very easily do this in a different way, shape, or form using a 3 divider system. You could use just a 3 plain notebook system. Either way, or in any way, I hope that it just gets you thinking more about your own system and whether or not your current system is serving you, because frankly, my previous 10 systems were not serving me. But this one, so far, so good. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.